everybody, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Yes, that's right. It's time for Sarcastic Distractions, the interesting podcast for interesting people. Featuring, as always, the Gentleman's Society of Podcasting. Myself, Harvey.
Crispitality.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I need that in my life.
You just get talked to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
He'd come out with like
verbal
a
diarrhea
script or something.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just
He'd be like, "Hey,
read
listen to
it.
my script."
That's
That's
the
the penalty.
That's right. Yes.
I'm just kidding. You write well.
I have my moments.
You
Yes,
wrecked
yes. My heterosexual life mate, Da Dave.
Yellow all.
Finish him.
Dave. You know what? I wasn't sure.
Dave's used to hearing that in the bedroom.
He sure is. He is. Yes, and he finishes every
He does.
time.
He finishes them all the time.
Every
Oh
time.
yeah, the whole point is to finish as quickly as possible, right?
That's right.
I've been
That's
doing
right.
this well for over 20 years.
They call Dave the finisher.
That's right. Exactly.
Oh no, you're finishing him.
Yes.
That's the joke.
And then every so often you'll finish on him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I am finishing him. He has his own brain. I speak to him.
Oh my god.
By the way, everybody, I was looking and pointing at my penis.
Oh my word. And the ever loving, the ever mondoing AJ.
Toasty!
Or Kataro.
Toasty! Sorry, that was it's moments like this, and I can understand nobody listening to ever believe. You made that up on the fly. AJ had that preset, and the two just clicked right.
Yeah.
Quite
That's-
entertaining.
well, you know.
Yeah,
it's
because you come in all deep and then he's all toasty.
synergy, baby. You know, company synergy.
Synergy.
This is company buzzwords in our podcast.
Buzzwords.
Oh fuck!
Isn't buzzword a buzzword?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's amalgamate buzzwords.
It's an amalgamated buzzword. It has onomatopoeia in it as well.
Jesus. Oh my word. We're not talking about buzzwords, but I'm sure they will come up. Okay. That is, yep.
That was pathetic.
Thank you. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you for the reflection.
Somebody,
on
I think, was having some fun.
Yeah. We are not talking about that. Well, kind of, sort of. We are talking about that. We are talking about
yes, we are.
the times in life when you are the hydrant and life is the dog taking a piss. All over you.
Okay. It's moments like
Sound
that.
effects are fun.
The sound effects, yes. That's what happens when you give AJ a soundboard.
Yep. This is what happens when you
And
send
access
me
to the
school for
internet.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Exactly.
Oh, do we have internet here now?
No,
That's
Oh,
soon.
okay, yeah,
Soon.
we were talking-
I'm probably going
coming.
to call about it when I go home.
Yeah.
Right.
I know it's totally off our topic, but
So actually, yeah, maybe by the time this is. Anyways, but yes, internet. So that's what we were talking about.
Internet?
internet.
Internet.
No, we're talking about
maybe.
we're talking about when
Interwebs.
life gives you lemons and then squeezes them up in your face.
Constantly, and then takes them
And
from
stops.
their face
And
to
then
your ass and
eyes.
shoves
That's
them
right.
in.
Oh, especially when you have like little cuts on your butthole from wiping too
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
You,
those
you don't
moments
know, you
where-
don't know what that's about.
Not anymore.
You don't know what that's about
That's a
now.
distant memory. But I would also say that it's another analogy would be when life just keeps shitting on you as you're falling. You know those moments.
It's
where-
like
Yeah.
it's like when you're wiping and you think you're done, but
Yeah,
but
you're not.
there's still poo.
Yeah,
in there
exactly.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The constant.
It's like
way.
there's a brown
Yeah.
marker in there.
Right. Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we all get you. For me, it was last week. I will freely admit it was just one of
Oh,
those
you had
lovely
one
weeks
recently.
where
Okay.
it
Yeah,
just
tell us what sparked
punch
this
and
choice
punch
of
and
topic, Dave.
punch and, yeah. So just for me, it was one of those lovely weeks, and again, I don't even know where to start. Where it's just so slept in on an important day where I actually had to be at the office. One of those
Oh,
rare
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And of course, it's one of those wonderful rare days, like 99.9999999. I could probably not even show up,
Right.
and I'd be fine. This one fucking day, I
one of
actually
those
slept
days.
in. Yeah, and of course, did I sleep in because the previous evening I was partying, drinking, whatever? No, none of these things. I just slept in.
Yeah.
I have no fucking excuse, reason, nothing. Not good, not bad, just nope, nothing. So yeah, all that frantic, get there to the office. I even paid for the fucking Uber, all that BS. Get there to the fucking office. I actually get there like at one of those 2 minutes early, that type of thing, getting shit off so that way it looks like I've been working.
Yeah.
And I get a call. Yeah, Dave, we can't make it. Sorry, man. Oh my God. For flying fuck this entire morning.
Like your meeting or whatever canceled?
Well, it was my manager coming in because, again, with a lot of the organization being remote for me now, I'm one of the few, well, I shouldn't say few, but within the structure that I'm in. Anywho, he's coming in, but yeah, ended up not coming in. After, of course, it was just one of the mornings where every possible thing, I'm stressed, I'm freaking out, I'm having, you know me, my Dave moments.
Sure.
And get there, and oh yeah, sorry man, I can't actually make it today. Sorry.
Wow.
That's okay, boss.
Wow.
Yeah, and that started the week off. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So it was just one of that. So of course, one of those I wound up, blah, blah, blah. And then it was actually the next day in the second one. But yep, for that one, working on a project, it's like one of those, yeah, okay, we're done. QA's even happy.
Yeah.
Right. We get just handed over to the ops guys. 30 seconds in. No, this is broken. Look, I click and it doesn't work. Fuck, yep, there's a bug. Yeah. So it was just that.
Did it not go
it's
through
funny?
a beta test, Dave?
It did. That's the joke.
We literally just discussed that we weren't going to discuss office terms on, but I guess we are. So presidential
No, we weren't gonna.
and
buzzwords.
Buzzwords.
We
Yes.
weren't gonna use
We weren't going to
buzzwords.
use buzzwords. I think he's using buzzwords.
How am I using a buzzword?
I didn't hear like
Bugs.
Oh, no,
And-
that's not a buzzword.
I mean,
That's a
it's pretty
software
buzzy.
defect. That's a software defect that
what's
was
next,
unable to
dev?
be catched. Well, the dev operations team.
No, we
Anyways.
were talking things like synergy, and
It's
amalgamation,
synergy.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
You know, it's funny too. That more last week, I was at a meeting about how we could synergize better with our operational teams.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
actually did have
isn't
that.
You really can't have a company without having.
Oh, you
meetings
have
about
to.
isn't synergy like a toilet brand or something?
I don't know. The only thing I will give credit in this case, the manager that put this meeting together, I give a head nod. We went out to a nice restaurant,
Oh,
had
that's
a
nice.
beverage.
Yeah. That's fun.
So you know what? I'll happily talk about synergy if those things are included.
I love it. Well, that does sound like a pretty rough day to start the week.
Well, that was 2.
yeah,
we haven't even got
my
into-
bad.
Oh,
All right,
geez.
keep going.
Day 3.
Going. I think I know why he brought this topic up.
This
Go
is
on.
going to be the whole podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly.
me
Just listen to
pouting and whining.
That's okay. Yeah, mhm.
Yeah, so then that's fine. On the Wednesday, so yeah, there's really only one more I have
No
to
worries.
admit off the top of my head, but yeah, so Wednesday, it's one of those fun days. I was joking in my head because we have a different recording times, so I had the Wednesday evening, and of course I get there and I'm all relaxed and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here, I'm gonna get high, play a video game,
Yeah.
yeah, sit down in front of my computer. What the fuck? Why is it not turning on? Yeah, so I spent that entire evening trying to figure out why it wasn't turning on. And of course, I'm ashamed.
Oh.
You didn't have it wasn't plugged in.
It was plugged in.
Oh no. You.
The power bar wasn't on.
No, it
Ejaculated
wasn't.
in it?
Well, technically, the power
Ejaculated
bar,
into it.
thankfully, the power bar was
Yes.
broken. It was one of those. It's one of those jokes, even to myself, where I should have checked that very soon. I agree with this, but the fucking power, like the button light, it was on.
Okay.
So of course, my brain just assumes.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting there fucking freaking out, bitching up and down. My entire family's trying to stay the fuck away from me. I'm having one of those, old white man bitchy moments.
Yep.
And then as soon as, I move the computer to another area in the room, it starts to fucking work.
Yeah.
So I move. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, well, fuck it, whatever. Go to plug it all back in, and it fucking stops working. So either way, long story short, it took me most of that evening, longer than I care to fucking admit.
Wow.
Always start with the power cable.
The fucking light was on.
I guess there are some power bars where that switch, if you switch
Yes.
it off,
True.
the light goes off. But there are some where you just plug it in and it's telling you that there's power
This
And-
one,
available.
And outlets will go out on power bars. That does happen.
What do you mean, like go out?
Like one of the.
Oh yeah,
outlets
yeah,
will-
yeah.
oh yeah,
Because I have one that actually.
Oh, yeah?
has that problem right now.
oh nice.
I don't use it, but
Yeah. No, in my case, once I figured that out, that power bar, it no longer
Garbage?
works at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
That
gone.
power bar does not exist.
Yeah, it does
It
not
is an
exist.
X power bar.
that is pretty fucking rough. That's a rough.
So that was my
rough
Monday,
start.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's just one of
Damn.
those. It's one of those jokes too, because even as I talk this out loud and share it, it's one of those. Wow, Dave, that's so hard, dude. Wow.
No, I mean, like, everybody's hardest problem is everybody's hardest problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't bitch too much. If that was my hardest problems.
I bet it's like it doesn't make
I'll
it
take
any
it.
less like frustrating, right? Like, and just because you're sharing and venting, yeah, you're right. Maybe some other people that like is fucking suffering. I don't know.
Yeah, they have starvation.
trafficked.
Yeah.
I don't know, some horrible
Pile up.
situation, whatever.
Yeah.
Did
Sure.
you hear about that big accident that happened up over here?
I saw the
Yeah,
fucking video.
Took a
Fucking
massive
Oxford?
dump. Oh no, wrong
Oh,
accident.
no, not a number 2.
Yeah.
At Oxford
saw
and
it.
McNay.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
what happened?
It was. Yeah, I saw
Some
the
dude
video.
was fucking going. So McNay comes to Oxford at a T.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So you can't go straight.
Yeah,
No, you must turn.
Dude, fuck
Figure
off.
this out.
I just got to find you the video.
Sure.
This lady was
Oh,
going.
it's been videotaped?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of course it has.
So
been.
on the
Fuck it.
corner of McNay and talking about people having shitty days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dogs pissing on you and being the hydrant.
Yeah.
Not personal, obviously. But
Thankfully.
this lady,
Anecdotally.
who got hit. She was going east on Oxford. It's like towards Highbury.
Yeah.
And she was crossing McNay. She had the right. She had the green.
Yep.
And this fucking dude in a pickup truck comes fucking flying down fucking McNay. It gotta been 90 plus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Had to have been 90 plus. Fucking T-bones her on the driver's side.
No
Yeah.
way.
Flies her into a fucking light pole and gets her tangled up into the fence of an elementary school.
No.
If that lady,
Way.
if that guy had done that like 10 minutes later and that lady wasn't there, there'd be a bunch of dead kids.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. It's one of those.
So that lady involuntarily saved children.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Wow.
involved. That's
But
it's certainly
sacrifice-
She's
positive.
alive.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
alive.
she did not
Thankfully, she
sacrifice
did.
life.
She did not sacrifice life, but
Yeah.
she is.
What kind
seriously
of life
injured.
will she have?
Yeah.
My
Wasn't she?
word.
She's an artist or something too, or something.
She's a.
Oh, I gotta look this up. How do I not know
She
this?
works like she's self-employed.
yeah.
as well.
That's
So
what it was.
Somebody
That's
set up
what
like a
it was.
GoFundMe.
That is
Yeah, yeah,
such
she's
an
self-employed.
unfortunate
That's
series
You
of
can find it
events.
on the 98.1 Facebook.
Sure.
page
Yeah.
from a couple
I'm
days
sure
ago.
there'll be plenty about it.
But yeah, man.
Oh no, I
Talk
saw the
about-
video.
Talk
It's
about having a
fucked.
shitty Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
you know
not,
what?
dude. That's
That was
not-
on Monday.
That's
Yeah,
not
it was
like
Monday.
that's beyond what we're talking about.
Oh, it is.
That is like fucking life altering
Yeah.
situation.
Potentially, yeah.
That
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
she
aside
might- she might
from
never drive again, just because
aside from
she's
her
too scared
deciding
to.
to do whatever she was doing, she had no like. There was no fault on her own.
Not
you know what I mean?
Oh, no, no.
You know,
whatsoever.
that's the really shitty part.
She wasn't
about
like
that.
going through a yellow or.
Nope.
I just hope and wish and pray that she can come out of this in some sort of
positive.
positive
Yeah.
Yeah.
motion and
Yeah.
make the best of it. That's
Well, I don't know
that's
about
crappy.
best. I can't speak, so I don't know. But
Sure,
I
you
guess.
never know.
I guess
But
that's
that's
what
life.
was funny.
Whipping out its schlong and
Yo,
taking a big old
that's
poop
funny.
right on
All
your
right.
fucking head, man.
Yeah.
Here's your
That's
new-
why
here's your
it's
new
moments
reality.
like that. I have to admit, the joke in my head because like here I was, I on that Wednesday night, I was fucking just angry. The world's against me.
Yeah.
But then of course, yeah, like you think about that, it's like David, shut the fuck up. You're fine.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Right?
Yeah. All our stories are going to seem trivial compared to that. Right?
Oh, well,
Everything
yeah.
we-
Oh shit! I guess you should have said that at the end of the.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. Yeah, should have. But whatever.
Well, no, but it's
We'll cut it in post. What?
that's actually
Yeah,
one
there we
thing
go.
in my case is I don't know what it was because I got myself nice and high. I drank probably one or too many rye beverages. When I say beverage, just rye.
Yeah. Ryan Cokes holding cokes.
Ryan,
No Coke. Yeah, just the rye.
Ryan Ice.
Not even the ice, just fuck it. But yeah, I don't know what it was. Thursday woke up. Fuck, I felt good. I don't know. I can't
Maybe
even
you
speak.
needed to go through the
Yeah, maybe I
fucking
needed
shit,
just to
man.
realize, David, shut the fuck up. You're fine. Because yeah, like
Yeah.
I woke up on that lovely Thursday. Even woke up early. It was just one of those, and I felt good. And yeah, from that point on, I was fine. Yeah, it was funny because I even sent the thing on that Wednesday night, I think, out to all of us just about, hey, what are we doing? And I'm really pissed off. We should talk about this.
Yeah.
I was joking to myself on the Thursday as I was going into the office going, shit, I don't feel as angry now. Shit, I apparently I just let it go.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let that fucking
Oh yeah,
shit
yeah.
off your
Have the
chest,
moment. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, I
true.
was
Out
having-
onto the
I
world.
was definitely having a day yesterday.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
It was just
Yeah, I
meh.
could tell.
Just
No,
felt-
it's just-
just
I could tell.
just felt meh.
You know what? You're not the only one. And again, this is going to sound like I'm being sexist, and I truly am not. But my wife and daughter, they had a moment like that too. I think it was more last week. But yeah, both of them were just, it was just kind of funny in that sense of they're pissing each other off because they're both pissed off about something they're not sure they're pissed off about.
Well, I think we know what's going on there.
Well,
No, I even asked. I even asked.
they were
Which,
fighting
of course,
with
got
each
me
other,
into
of
shit.
course.
Pardon?
They were arguing with each
That's
other.
right,
of
just
course.
argue
Actually,
each
no.
other,
I'll
that's
give
right,
them
yeah.
some credit. They actually weren't arguing. It was the two of them agreeing on how horable everybody else is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so it's your fault.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
For that common enemy. Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, that was their moment.
Yeah, well,
I just think
I
they
mean,
were
not to
having
make not to place blame on anything, but I do believe that with the fucked up weather we've been having, that has
Yeah, it's
wreaking
been
havoc
annoying.
on people's.
fun. Oh yeah, like 3 days ago it was
Emotions,
snowing.
yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now it's 15. 3 days ago it was
yeah,
snow.
like I personally myself, I don't think of myself as someone who suffers from like seasonal affective disorder and things like that. I usually roll with the weather no matter what
Yep.
it is,
No,
good,
I
bad,
get
or otherwise. But you know, it's really taken a toll this winter with how many days inside we've had to spend.
110%.
You know, and it's like it kind of feels a bit like COVID again, you know, where you've had to stay inside for 3 to 4 days
But you
at a
don't
stretch.
have to.
You don't have
That's
to. It's
the
just
thing,
because,
yeah.
but like
for
certain
the
times have been
comfort, what you
challenging.
really want, or at least what I really wanted. Yeah, like 4 days ago, no, it's too fucking cold and the
Right.
flurries were on.
Right.
Today, again, it's one of the days I even coming in here, I was wondering like, shit, should I fucking bike, not bike? But
Yeah,
the
same.
weather,
Yeah,
it's like
same here.
It could start downpouring.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know
I
if
was-
it's gonna rain. Or
I
not,
wanted
yeah.
to skate. I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
risk it, right?
Yeah.
Because then I got to be out and skateboard, and I can't do it in the rain. It's not fun. Same with biking.
Yeah.
It's just not
Yeah.
fun,
It's not fun.
right? And it's like, all right, so you
Yeah, I
kinda
gotta wait.
deal.
And of course, they're calling that it might go back down to freezing by like the Tuesday coming up. Like,
Yep, exactly. It's
fuckers.
just fucked up.
Really?
So I
Yeah.
do feel that.
I think Mother
plays a
Nature's going through
factor.
menopause.
Yo, it's just going with the rest of the systems, you know. Everything's going in
Apparently.
chaos mode.
Yeah.
You know, DEFCON fucked up. You know.
I agree because oh my god, I want to go out in the sun at like 24
Yeah, I
with it
know.
just glaring, no clouds.
It feels kind of
What
like
I
we've been
want.
spoiled over the last like say 3 to 4 years. We've had really
Two,
fucking,
I would say, yeah.
maybe 2. Can't be fair
Yeah.
with 2. We've had really long and decent weather stretches
Oh,
from like
fuck
spring
yeah.
till fall.
Mother Nature's like, you guys can go out and do stuff.
And now
again.
it's like,
I'm gonna be all shitty.
You
now.
know what? Here's payback. You
Right.
know? Here's the karma, the bad
We're
karma.
paying the interest on the loan we
Yeah.
got.
AJ, did you want to regale us with your meh day?
No, it's just meh.
Okay.
It's just, man.
Just blah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no reason.
Um,
Just general malaise.
yeah,
Yeah.
amongst other things, but
Oh,
just
okay.
melancholy.
Yeah,
Okay.
life, the whole thing.
Not infinite
Not
sadness,
infinite sadness,
but melancholy.
Just
I'm
melancholy.
okay today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just blah. I just didn't want to. I don't want to do anything.
yeah.
Okay.
But not like I did, but I didn't. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? It's like I want to do something.
Yeah.
But I have no
What do I want to do?
get up and go to do anything. Well, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
like eat anything till like fucking 10:30 last night. 'Cause
Oh,
I was just like,
yeah.
I just don't. That's meh.
Yeah, I've been there.
I just didn't care. I was
Yeah.
just
I have
having
to-
like an entire day of like I don't care, but not in like I don't. It was more like I don't care,
Yeah.
as opposed to fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? Just more like
It's more like-
hey, do you want to do this? No,
Yeah.
It's a
I don't care.
legit indifferent. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No ulterior motive behind
So-
it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
just-
the angry, it's not the upset,
Yeah.
it's just the ugh. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I had one of those days the other day. I call them kind of those are my self care days. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna care.
Yeah,
Done. Figure other shit out. I'd have
Yeah.
been there. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if I had one. Of
But I
those.
wouldn't call that life pissing. On
No, I would say not. I would say that's a wonderful.
Well, it's always
opportunity
those
to have a
jokes,
shitty
though.
day like
It's
that,
the
you know?
retrospect you would call it, but at that moment, what
Oh,
would you
yeah.
called it?
I
true.
think
That's
if
true.
I was I think if I was trying to do certain things and I kept hitting a wall or not being able to complete said things,
Yeah.
I may have felt that way, but I didn't put myself in the position to have anything to complete or do. Or,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like I just
Yeah.
I was just like I feel bleh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just not gonna do.
Yeah.
So,
That is something, at least for myself personally, I've been getting better at. When I was, you go back 10, 15 years ago, like I felt like I would do that randomly, and then I feel like I'd wasted the day. I was like, oh my God, I could have done this. I could have done this.
yeah, I don't.
Now, I don't get that.
Yeah, I'm not a feel like I've wasted the day kind of guy.
Yeah, I have somewhere along the line, it's clicked for me as well. Because like I'll go and I haven't done it recently, honestly, but it will happen where I'll get up, not even get in my pajamas, order food for dinner,
Oh, sure.
play video games all day.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lately I've been very motivated and ambitious in other endeavors, so that has been taking up my time. But
And
To your
how is
point-
your other endeavor going?
they're doing what? They're okay.
Good,
They're
good,
okay. They're okay.
good,
They're-
good. We don't need to talk about the
Things
details.
are bubbling. Things are bubbling. That is
Hey,
what
like
I will
you
say.
said,
like his guts.
Dude,
Yes,
dude,
yes,
dude,
yes,
dude.
yes, yes.
If it's bubbling, you might want
No,
to. You might want
you're
to.
right.
Yeah, you
I
might
gotta
want to
take it off the stove.
You might want to get a
That's
stronger bay.
Where's it going with that?
I don't know. I
Thanks for
threw
the
you off
distraction.
entirely.
We were talking about. Were you talking about beforehand?
I was talking about how I had a rough day, or
Yeah.
I can accept doing nothing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I can accept doing nothing
Right.
on a day.
But I do feel like to balance out, ambitious projects, whatever that is,
Hmm.
you got to take time to do that. So yeah, chilling the fuck out.
Oh yeah. It's something I figured out over time personally. Where,
Yeah.
I can, as long as I have no responsibilities and I've done the proper things that I need to do, all that bullshit stuff. But
And that's the benefit of wisdom with age, is knowing what the proper things you need to do are. You know what I mean? Because when you're younger, you think you got to do fucking everything.
Oh, yeah,
You're
you got to do it now. Everything. Or we're going to fail.
Yeah, and then you realize, no, this can wait till tomorrow.
No, there's two sides of the coin, because funny enough, on the Friday, I went and talked with an old friend who had been let go from the company very unexpectedly for everybody. And he's fine financially, all those normal things. And of course, when we're having the chat, like it's one of those, he has free time, he can do whatever he wants. Of course, he's been out of the job now for almost 6 months, and it's one of those. He's like, I want a job. I'm going to go work at Kmart or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I know Kmart doesn't exist anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
at least for us Canadians, it doesn't. But it's just one of those.
I don't think it's in the States either.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think they are. They're just very small.
Yeah,
again.
I remember when they used to have Kmart's in
Ontario. Well, we used to. I mean,
well, no, not even that.
Cookie dough used to follow my backpack.
Quiet stuff. No, those were
after.
Toy Raids. Those were a bunch of
yeah.
other stuff we used to.
To be honest, I never hit up Kmart too much. To be honest,
that was the only time I really remember us doing that.
Kmart?
Yeah.
I don't remember us hitting up Kmart.
At Plaza.
I remember the Woco one, but as they were the transition from the Woco to the
that my friend
Wally Mart.
No. That my friend that day with us.
Yeah.
That was Kmart.
Was it shit?
Yes, it was.
I have Woco in my head for some reason.
Woco was in the East End, and that they
Fucking
were transitioning
Woco.
to Walmart where you were still living on
And the
Bonaventure.
East End.
Yeah.
We had a Woolworths, and then it turned into a Woolco.
Yeah. I grew up
And then
with
it turned
Woco.
into a Zellers.
Yeah. The only thing I ever gave Sellers, and I always remember this as a kid, is I always thought it was the high class because you get the little lunch place, the food place.
Oh, yeah, the restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant, the little restaurant.
Oh, man, I remember they had one of those, like a lunch counter kind of things. No, ours had like a Zellers had a restaurant.
Yeah.
But fuck, I can't remember where it was. It was back home though, and they had like an actual lunch counter, like you'd see in like the 50s movies or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with all the stools, and it was just a lunch counter.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom tried to make sure we never went to Zellers because if we went there,
you were going yeah, I know. Same.
And she tried to say no to me getting French fries or any sort of food.
They had the best fries and gravy.
They really did.
Yeah, they did.
And grilled cheeses
back in the day.
Maybe that's not what we're talking about.
No, it's not. But totally, again, what we're not talking about, and I just found it kind of funny. This morning, I'm talking to my kids about shit. What do I want to do for dinner? I'm like, maybe I'll, just keep it simple. To maybe do hamburger fries. So, I'm getting ready for all, travel, all that fun stuff. Come back, and the door, knock, open it up. Dude's delivering A&W. My son runs over and goes, yeah, I really want hamburger and fries, so I got it now. Fuck kids.
You dick.
That's why I sound like, okay, I'm still making it tonight. He goes, yeah, I'll just have it twice.
I was going to say, is he the kind of kid who can do that, though? Right?
Oh, yeah, he could. Oh, yeah. And again,
I tell you, this world of instant gratification, man. Holy
it's creating
shit.
so many entitled fucking
it is.
pieces
it
of
is.
shit.
You don't respect the process.
I give
and
it
this is young and old.
Young and old.
There's two sides of the coin, though, because by that same token, even as he started to open up the package, he's like, oh, yeah, I really wanted this. And I said, how much would it? He goes, don't fucking ask.
Yeah, exactly.
One meal was probably like $26.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. So, again, he does at least understand that side of it because it's from his own pocket.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's his money.
Do whatever you want.
That's what I say. I'm like, hey, do whatever you want with it. But if you're buying drugs, you got to share.
It's just such a contrast and different.
And depends on the drugs.
I'm not saying we're not guilty, or I'm not guilty of it because I certainly order food online. But yes, it is. It's just such a. Wow, like you said, it creates such entitlement.
Yeah, it's Amazon did it.
It's really just changed what money can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will admit, Amazon's got me when it comes to restaurants. I will admit, once in a while, even I'm just like, fuck it, let's Uber something. I don't want to think. But generally, I go up the street because I am fortunate where I actually have a little nice mix up the street. Just I can walk up and get it.
Yeah,
I got pizza, Oriental, the Jamaican.
Can't say
place.
that anymore.
Can't say what?
Oriental.
Asian Oriental. You can say that. We can't say Oriental.
You can't say Oriental.
You say Asian Oriental.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Wait. I can't say Oriental food.
Oriental is
no, seriously, you can't.
No,
it's considered racist.
Really?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's considered a slur.
Fucking cocks.
You can only use the term Oriental if it refers to like furniture or some shit, like a rug.
Yeah.
Like an Oriental rug.
Yeah, but only if it was made after.
Next thing you say, I can't say Eskimo. Jesus.
No, you can't.
You can't say.
So saying Oriental is like saying Eskimo.
And you can't say Oriental Eskimo.
No, you can't.
Not allowed
but
to
I can say
that.
Eskimo Oriental.
No, you can say.
Well, yeah, you can.
Eskimo Oriental.
You can say Asian Inuit.
You can say that. In any circle, you can say Asian Inuit. But in some circles, you can't say Eskimo Oriental.
But what Asian? Like Southeast Asian
No,
Indian?
no. You got to say it proper.
What's it,
Eskimo
right?
Oriental. Eskimo Oriental.
Does that mean we can call all Indian people Asians?
Yeah,
They are
actually you
technically
can.
from
Yeah, they
Asia.
are. They actually the Indian people from India.
Yeah, they are Asian.
Except that they're
Right.
what do they call it? Pacific Asian or Southeast Asian or some shit like that. Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about. That's not at all.
I mean-
well, I guess maybe.
Well, I don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
getting kind of
sometimes-
pissy right
Not
now.
really,
Like,
I'm
come
pissy.
on.
You want to talk about people that have been fucking pissed on? I learned this fucking not too long ago.
Oh boy.
I was watching something with Bobby Lee. It was the Good,
Yeah.
Bad,
Bad
Friends
Friends.
podcast.
Shout out to Bad Friends.
Yeah, they're fucking great.
They're amazing.
Andrew Santino, fucking hilarious. But Bobby Mom.
I always love when AJ goes to tell a story.
I know, you can't get through his own jokes. I love it.
But so Bobby was like defending the Korean culture, saying like, "Oh, Koreans, we didn't do the slavery thing, or like,
Sure.
we had very few." So they fucking Wikipedia, Googled it or whatever, not Wikipedia, but Googled it. Apparently, South Korea had the longest running slavery trade
That's
of
amazing.
any country on the planet.
That is
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Speaking about fucking.
So speaking of
Already
people who
more
got
than
fucking
you
pissed on, those people who were slaves for that long, that's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Yeah.
What I feel bad is the guy sitting there, and even he's going, shit. Like, I always thought we were
Yeah.
nothing in this.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Bobby Lee was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Because he thought he was fucking with
Yeah,
him. He
yeah.
thought they were fucking with him at first.
Well, I mean, every country's responsible for slavery.
I
That's
think-
just
I
the
think at
reality.
least-
Oh, in
right?
some
Like
respects.
everyone.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
You go
Even-
back far enough,
Even
right?
within, say, your own culture too. right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I mean, we can get a whole topic of slavery today, but
Oh
that's
god, yeah.
a whole other.
That's a whole.
Well,
other
you can even
animal.
go down the path of we technically still have a new form of slavery, but
Absolutely.
it's often financial,
Yep.
putting people under, keeping them in that block that they're supposed to
Mhm.
stay
One
in.
could
And
say
it's not
the
by
workforce.
color or,
No.
or even religion necessarily anymore.
A little bit classism, but I
Oh,
mean,
definitely
Yeah,
classism.
but that
Yeah.
has never changed
Oh, yeah.
in society, right?
Well, it's
That's
one
what
thing
I was thinking, like the classist type thing.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of places like, let's say, China or whatever, or places that we would assume slaves come from, right? Like Africa.
Sure. They literally come from everywhere.
That's true, but within like African cultures, you'd have
The narrative is they come from Africa, but
You
they
know.
come from everywhere.
But I'm saying, like-
technically, we all originated from
like
Africa.
one tribe could be enslaving the other tribe, but they're both
Sure.
black people,
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely,
yes.
of course.
right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
it does
yeah.
it has nothing
Just
to
like
do.
white people didn't enslave white people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
of
what I mean.
course.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Without
Yeah.
being derogatory and racist.
Yeah, we're just talking about slavery.
Well, you're throwing
just-
us off.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
People, if you're gonna clip this and turn it into something racist, that's on them. We're not.
Oh, yeah.
We're just not. We're just.
fuck, I'm
come
gonna do
on! In
that.
this day and age, you don't need to clip shit. That's why I still love it. Like, you watch something and you may not be watching what you think is real half the fucking
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like
Oh, yeah,
AI is
this-
crazy.
Yeah. Didn't
yeah.
that just happen to somebody?
We just typed this all into ChatGPT.
That's right. This whole conversation.
This whole conversation-
Yeah,
Patients
we're not
chat-
even
yeah,
here.
we're not even
We're
here
AI.
today.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we
I
can't be
just
held
downloaded
responsible
this
for
off
anything
of,
that's being said right now.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
This is AI's fault.
Yeah.
Do you know?
We really should do that someday.
I
We
know.
get in shit. No, that wasn't us. We got
So,
AI.
yeah. And you can see that we clicked that it was AI generated on the checklist when
You
we
can,
uploaded.
I learned this the other day. You can Meta has AI in their
Uh-huh.
like if you can look it up in the Messenger.
Yeah.
Right? If you go into the settings, you can change the voices,
Of course.
and they have celebrity voices.
Ah,
You can have your Meta AI sound like John Cena
I don't know.
or Keegan Michael Key.
Oh Lord, that's crazy.
Why?
I don't even know why.
Why? I mean, I want my nav system to sound like Darth Vader
Or
or some
Batman,
shit.
yeah,
Or
that'd be
Batman
cool.
with that, or Alfred.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ooh,
I guess
Alfred
it's
would
a
be a good
similar
one.
thing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Must have Bruce done
I
that.
mean, my AI just got a sexy voice. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know why.
my Google AI is
Oh.
Australian.
But I don't think I'd want a celebrity voice. I don't want
No.
to feel like I'm talking to. That's fucking weird. Right? Like, why are we?
Come on. You
Why
don't-
are we
you
bridging
don't want-
that gap?
You don't want the Macho Man to be. Oh, turn
No,
left next
no.
500 meters, brother.
No, I want to get
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I don't want to like fucking.
Rise to the
I'm looking
top.
for the day where you can, and I think you can already do it because they have certain aspects that you go and record your voice, and your own voice can be the AI of the household. That'd be
Oh,
great.
nice.
Oh, no, that would be
Yeah,
great.
that'd be
Oh,
a nice
that I would
manly
do.
thing. Yeah, nice
Except
manly
for,
thing.
well,
I was
mean,
wondering
they were,
if-
I was gonna say, except the whole voice. They already do.
I was wanted to create a doorbell that
Yeah, you
was
should.
like a Ring doorbell, right?
Mhm.
And you can't do this with Ring. I've already tried. Where you can import your own
Oh, audio.
audio
Yeah.
as the doorbell.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. Those are things. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm sure it exists somewhere in this day and age.
Copyright Sarcastic Distraction
Yeah.
/RPM Studios 2025.
I'm fairly certain this exists somewhere.
No, man.
Yeah. Good job, AI, for copywriting that. That's
Yeah,
also
thanks, AI.
a Good job.
Yeah, well, that's why I
But
love
that's-
even think about copyrights this day and age. I'm sorry, it's you just tell the AI to go write something for you. It'll
And it
write you
does it.
copyrights for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just say, hey,
Yeah.
Chatty G.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is nice.
Yeah.
You know, saves a lot of fucking
And
work.
I think
That's
I've
what
mentioned already.
destroys a lot of jobs.
As much as I, poke at it and I don't use it a lot, I will give a bit of a head nod. It is definitely impressive.
Yeah, it's
It
good
has
stuff.
helped me out professionally.
I agree.
Yep.
It's also helped me out
helps
personally,
Yeah, helped me solve a problem.
sexually.
Hey, Chatty G, where's the clitoris?
You know what's funny?
Fuck, I don't even know. Chris.
I know. I
don't even
broke ChatGPT. I fucking broke it.
Actually, that'd be a fun thing to try. You know what? I might want to try that when I go home. Just ask Google. Okay, Google, where is the female clitoris?
Okay, you know we have to do this. Oh, it's dude,
no.
dude.
Did
it's
it pick
doing
it up?
It's
no.
doing it.
Oh Lord,
Gemini's
leave it.
doing
Leave
it.
it.
No,
For... Jesus Christ.
Oh, mine did it too.
Oh
The
God.
inner labia meet. Here's a breakdown.
Oh, nice
No,
little picture
Lordy.
and
See what
everything.
happened, AI? You've taken over.
The opening where urine comes out.
Wow.
The
That's
visible
an-
part,
that's
called the glands,
graphic.
is a small, sensitive
But this is
duct.
one of those things I do love about the world today. Like
Could have been
all
summed
I-
up with a myth.
I said the magical words and the phone. Like it's one of those. I always want to go into a restaurant someday. Okay, Google, let's talk about
Oh my
vagina.
God, Dave!
I know,
shut
Dave. What are you
up.
doing? Why you gotta be like that?
Because
You're
it's
so disruptive.
fucking hilarious.
No, it's not fucking hilarious. It's fucking
You
annoying.
guys are fucking.
I'm really gonna
Lord,
have to do
man.
this someday now.
I really
Speaking
have,
of being pissed
I really
on,
have to go in here and like fucking switch my fucking voice recognition. I'm gonna say that my voice recognition, so I have to do it to this. Whenever any other normal guy talks, it doesn't activate.
I'm surprised that hasn't become a thing yet because it's such a common problem.
Oh, it is.
People are
I
just
think I
fucking
even brought it up
activating
here
Google
once.
everywhere.
Where I'll do
Yeah, yeah.
more on the devices that you can talk to it to save alarms. I've
Sure.
done that to people.
You ever,
Yeah.
you ever
Yeah.
see the videos where they get an Alexa and a Google and they start making them go in a loop?
Yep.
Oh, really?
That's funny.
I've even seen it where two AIs figured out they're talking to each other and they start talking in secret language.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, Skynet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
All right, back to
Oh.
our topic.
Yeah. Back to our topic. Speaking of being pissed on, fuck you, humanity.
Fuck you, AI. Fuck you, Chatty G.
Sorry, yeah. All right. Yeah. What are AJ? Did you want to go on about your day
No,
or your?
no, that's it.
That's it.
You
That's
just
it.
It was just a rough
No,
day.
because I guess it depends on experiences that you've had in life too.
Sure.
Right. The bar is set pretty high for feeling like I'm being like the universe is crapping on me
Sure.
because of going through a divorce.
Right.
And
You've
how- and
gone
how-
through something bad, so
Yeah, so
yeah.
the bar's set pretty fucking high for like
but that could have, these types of moments could have even happened before that moment.
yeah.
Right? So,
No,
But
no.
that was a long time. I'm,
Oh,
I'm
no, and
trying
I-
to think like 20 years ago.
I actually agree with AJ. I'm one of those, and I've been told this more than once. Those annoying people. I'll have, like what I talked about, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where it just felt like I was being shit on
yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
Then I wake up Thursday, and
Right is right.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
And again, it's not I'm hiding it or burying
Yeah.
it. Maybe I am, and I just don't know. And there's a beast growing in my chest that's going to explode someday. But no, it's just I am one of those really annoying people. I'm always happy.
Mm.
I am.
No, I can
It's-
piss you off.
Well, with and
This is a lot of people off.
I don't know.
I can get you going.
I don't know if Chris felt the same, but I know after my divorce, it was harder to pick myself back up,
Yeah.
right? Because that was a pretty big fall, right? And that, so you always feel like a lot of the time it's one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah.
Right. Emotionally, whatever you're trying to do, because you're thinking in a different headspace and you're not putting your best self out there, and you're really, clocking what's wrong with you.
Oh yeah.
Or like trying to clock what's wrong. What
In
could
general.
be wrong with me? Why,
Yeah.
So you're trying, so it kind of,
Oh yeah.
it piles up to a point where either you break or you figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Which fortunately I
very,
didn't break.
very
Yeah.
much a very
Well, it's
rite of passage for humans.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
it's
well,
not even-
you're letting somebody live rent free in your head. You're letting
Right.
somebody affect you after.
Yeah, and it's learning
the
how to figure that
fact.
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Right?
to me, that's a good description for you can take anything that is that big unexpected. You
Mhm.
know, like when Shannon and I were first going to have a kid, we lost the baby.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that, for
That was
months,
yeah,
we were
the
not
worst
Yeah.
here,
experience. Exactly.
right? And then when I got hit with my lovely tumor,
Yeah,
it's one
yeah,
of
yeah.
those moments
Yeah.
of just
Boom.
yeah,
Tumor.
and then it was a tumor.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in the sample pads every time you
Yeah,
talk
I
about
know.
it. It's
It
not a
was-
tumor, okay?
It was
Yeah,
a
no, it
tumor.
was a tumor.
I
I had a tumor. And then there's shit like even COVID, like that's a big one that hit a lot of people. And the change of how things
Yeah.
are, and then also anybody that was a little bit more elder, like they got nailed. A lot of
Yeah.
Yeah,
families, you know, they lost not just one, not just two, but a good
Yeah.
chunk of their families. So, it's always those big ones are the ones that they don't go
But
away
again,
as cool.
that's beyond being pissed on, right? That's
Yeah.
like fucking life altering. Holy shit! Yeah, I gotta fucking
which will
deal
happen
with
to
the
everybody on
normal,
a Tuesday
you know?
afternoon.
Exactly,
But
Yeah.
with
or Wednesday evening.
Dave's
Tuesday
scenario, I feel like it. Yeah, I've been there, but I've also made the realization like the next day that I'm anticipating what happened yesterday today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you anticipate,
recognizing
so
it.
you're just continuing on.
Oh yeah, I
the-
let it go too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
you're like, what could happen now? What the fuck is
Right.
gonna happen now that's gonna make me feel like this, or even worse? Let's fucking go. And you're kind of almost manifesting
What
the
it
next
is.
2
of
days,
course,
right?
yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I will say that myself. Like more by that Wednesday in the fucking computer. And again, it's one of those lovely things of I don't even know how to explain it. Was I frustrated as this was happening? Yes. When was I most angry and frustrated? When I realized what it was and how long it took me to realize it was a fucking power bar.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm supposed to be the technology guy, software development. It's like one of those just clusterfuck. Oh man. Had the weather been better, I would have definitely just gone out back with a big fucking glass of my rye, cigar, and hopefully look at some stars.
Yeah, you have a garage, you know.
But you can't look at stars. Plus, Shan uses the garage for her workouts, so I
I
can't.
mean,
You
you
should
could-
use it to
you-
smoke cigars and drink your booze.
Put a hole in the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Skylight.
You know, it's funny. Actually,
Yeah.
there is one section of our
You got a
garage
garage
that does
door.
that.
You can like
Right? Yeah, open the garage door.
I've
That
actually
sounds
done that back in the day when I would do the brewing at home. If the weather was horrible, I would do the brew in the garage, but I'd leave the door open because, again, you got the flames and
Sure.
everything. You know, I do
Yeah.
need oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen's good. Absolutely. Yeah, man. I feel your frustration.
Oh yeah, it was just
Sucks.
again, even I know it was just one of those. Most of the times when I think of that style, I don't put it in that same bucket as real life
Of course.
challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
It is that moment of I am pissed off, and even as I'm pissed off, I know it's just nothing.
You're recognizing the moment for what it is.
oh
even though
yeah,
it
even
fucking
as it's
sucks
happening,
balls.
I'm still just as angry.
Of course.
But I know it's me being angry at my own shit,
Right.
Which is going to be gone tomorrow anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that pressure effect, and then it finally
Ah.
drops and releases, and you move on. Right.
Yeah, it's always that joke about, you know, I think we even said it already. It just kind of things build up in you, and then magically it's that one
And
little
then
straw.
you ejaculate.
Oh, straw that. But no, we're not talking about edging.
Oh, my bad.
straw,
Yeah.
straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just that
100%.
thing
With
that just
edging.
happened to
Yes.
put you over that
Turned it
edge.
into
Edging the
noodle.
camel. It's called edging
Turn
the
the
camel.
straw into a noodle.
It's called edging the camel.
Edging the camel.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Off one hump or two humps.
I really got to remember that.
Depends if it's dromedary or not.
Oh, whoa.
Don't even-
Desert talk on SD Podcast.
Alrighty. Hey neighbor, how you doing?
Oh, Dave's tumor's affecting him.
Oh shit! He's fucking creating his alter ego or his imaginary best friend. Anyways,
No, that's Larry. He's not imaginary.
good call. He's not.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Imaginary Larry.
Yeah.
Imaginary.
Well, no,
Larry.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yo, that's your fucking
That's
guy?
even worse.
I think that is worse. That
That's not
explains
worse.
a lot too.
He showed me how
actually.
to do this proper.
Dave's hanging out with perverts. No, I mean, he hangs out with perverts every Saturday.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I can think of a recent experience on the level of yours.
Mhm.
A few months back. So when I was working at the Cultco, there was just a series of events where it's just like, holy fuck, how much more am I supposed to take right now? So I guess I had back up a little bit. I had done like a 9-day stretch of shifts where I just worked
Right.
consecutively in a row, just the way it all worked out. And how it worked was the night before the sequence happened, I had to work till late. And because we had a podcast the next day and there's a bunch of things going on, I think we had a guest coming on the podcast. I had to switch my shift to the earliest possible so we can make the podcast too, right? So how this kind of sequence went, you get exhausted as you work way too often. And then that night I was really tired and I could not sleep because I had to be at work for like
hate that
night.
about
It was
sleep.
the worst.
That's usually when those types of
Days
scenarios
are.
start
Sure.
for me.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
if I can't sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had to be at work for like 6 a.m. I think it was. And I ended up being late, not by an incredible amount, but enough. got shat on by my bosses for something. I can't remember what it was, but a previous event, and I had to deal with that. And at this point in time, the girl I was seeing, we were in kind of a weird little spot. And then as the day went on, like I was just exhausted. I could barely function at work, but you kind of push through, get done. I had something to do before the podcast that day, and I ended up having to cancel on them because I was in no shape to be able to do it. I got just enough sleep to come in and do the podcast with everybody. We had a great time, and that was probably the most joyous part of this experience.
That's
right?
good.
And then we get done. It was fun. We had a wonderful time. And I get home and I look at my phone, and the girl I was seeing was just breaking up with me.
Oh,
Say, oh, damn. Like, okay.
You're starting to get over, and
Yeah,
then,
like,
no,
all
Chris,
right, all
back
right.
down you go,
Exactly,
you fucker.
okay. And just due to the sheer exhaustion over these last few days, whatever,
Yeah.
I pretty much fucking slept the whole day the next day.
Yeah.
Slept. I didn't do shit all. Like one of those, I'm
Yep,
just
in
not
the
gonna
pajamas,
care.
walk
It's so much
around.
I'm
easier,
done.
It's so much easier to do in your situation too. Because I feel shitty when I do it, because then it's like, okay, Nikki's taking care of 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I'm not hanging out with those kids.
Sure.
And right? So it's like, sometimes I do, which is like, when I was single, it was so much easier to be melancholy and do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say different experiences, different approaches. And obviously, I don't know what it's like to have 2 children, but I also did kind of sort of make those conscious choices as well. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but I also know what it's like to be in this situation and feel bad for the other person that has
You
to
feel
kind
like
of
you're
pick me
letting
up
them-
or
That too,
whatever,
yeah.
right? I sure, I get that. But also, like, you know, for what it's worth, even though, yes, I'm single, I do have responsibilities and I do have things that I am
Yeah. No,
I
no.
have to take care of. So I do feel a point of letting those down, which is why I can never let more than a day go. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no, I know. And
feel like
again,
that.
even when you have that sort of like my kids' family, like I've done it to them, but I will admit now they're older, so it is a lot easier in that sense of, Dad, what's for dinner? Nothing. I'm not fucking making anything.
Do it yourself.
yeah.
I have said that to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're older now. But even going back, like Shan's had rough days, and I can't remember the exact time. But I always remember once she came in the door and she just stopped, looked at me, no word said. I'm like, you want? How? I was thinking pizza tonight, honey. Want some pizza?
Yeah.
Because again, it's just that instant. Yeah, shit happens in
Easy
life.
solvable.
Sometimes it's
Yep.
me in the sense of helping her. Because that's one good thing about a good relationship is in the moment, at least with Shan and I, if she's not speaking any of these things, we do have that kind of rule of if it's one of us, let us know. Like if it's between
Right.
outside,
Right.
If it's totally other shit, just it's other shit. I need a moment. All right, you go
Yeah.
do you.
What do you think?
Because
Yeah,
then
That's our only rule.
Because then you know how how severe and,
Well, that's
and
just
what
it.
you
Right.
need to do and
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
That's our only real, I would say, relationship rule, because we both have those fucking shitty days where,
Mhm.
I should do more, she should do more, but we're both fucking exhausted just because it's a day of one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other knows, because you know what? Just as much as I might be the one doing that today, tomorrow it might be her.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
here to support one another.
Sometimes something that gets me out of it is realizing that, to paraphrase Dennis Leary, life can suck. Put on your fucking helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Life is what it is. So you got to buckle up, Buttercup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not all going to be fucking puppy dogs
And
and,
it's
rainbows
this
all the time,
idea
right?
too, like you have to think there's a thing. Yes, it's okay to feel shitty about your situations and
yeah.
what's
Yes.
going on, for sure. It's okay to feel that way, but
Good.
you also got to remember, you are making decisions. You are
the choices.
You are making the
You're making
choices, putting
too.
yourselves in whatever position that you're in.
Unless it's really, really, really like
Some asshole going through a red light. So
Yes,
some asshole
yes.
going through a
There-
red
yes,
light.
right.
or-
That
yeah.
is freak. I don't want
Yeah.
to say freak, but that's like
it
yeah,
is possible
you know.
for your whole day to be freak. I don't want to say accidents, because even I was thinking about accidents are choices.
Right.
Really, like,
Right.
like, oh, Bill, I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
Right.
No, you didn't think, and that's what you chose not to do.
Right.
And this happened. It wasn't
Exactly.
a fucking accident.
Exactly. It's like this.
that can happen.
Inspector Clouseau decided to investigate the Pink Panther. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's responsible for all the calamities because he set out on that adventure in the first
He is
place.
a calamitous human, though.
That is true. He's gonna find it wherever
That's-
he
Yeah.
goes.
Had my father not had sex with my mother,
Yeah,
I would not be
exactly.
having this problem
Yeah,
right now.
exactly. That's right.
Um,
Has to be here.
but you're right. I agree. I have that conversation with my wife a lot. It's like, you're choosing to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I didn't mean to, give you attitude or something like that. Yeah, but you didn't choose not to.
Right. There's still a choice being made in the moment,
you didn't.
right?
It's like you chose not to choose. Right? So you're still making a choice.
Yeah, it's
That's where I'm a bit careful, at least between Shannon and I. The reason I say a bit careful is because I'm just as human where, again, she happened to be the one that walked in as I'm frustrated. Therefore, I started being bitchy David just because she was there.
still a choice, though.
It's still a choice.
I don't know. It's one of
Yeah,
those,
and you know the thing is, you're trying to justify it because it's your wife, but the reality is, you made that choice because it is your wife.
That's
no,
true.
I was frustrated.
No, but he's right.
And you're right.
He's right.
I
You
knew
made
I
that choice
could
because
express.
you knew your wife.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why you married her is
again,
because you can
depending.
depend on her for that.
Yeah,
I guess
that's fair.
dependent again on how you're treating her,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah,
if,
it was
if you're
just-
being a complete dick and you're
Yeah.
you're actually taking out your frustration on her, that's a different story.
No, I was. And to be
But
honest,
if
she just
you're-
had to listen to me yell about the computer.
If you're just talking to her in that tone of voice, but it has nothing to do with her, that's
yeah, okay, that's
but
fair.
you're still
I mean-
making that choice to stay at this level while
Yeah.
you're talking to her as opposed to come down here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's just that choice because I know how I work.
Everything's a choice. Dave.
Sometimes emotion gets
No,
me.
that's
a choice.
right. That's,
That's
the
not a
choice.
choice.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is. Emotions.
You're choosing how to handle the
yes,
emotion.
it is emotional intelligence, and it's learning how to master that.
I'm going to put it in perspective for you, Dave. Everything you've done in your life, except for one thing, has probably been a choice.
Yeah, I don't mind the choice idea.
I guess
Everything that's happened to him in his life,
choose to push, right? Is
He
that what you're
didn't.
trying to say?
He didn't choose a tumor.
That's right. Oh, that was the thing. I thought
He didn't choose a
I
tumor.
wasn't even.
But
fucking
every
thinking
other
that.
fucking thing in your life has been a
Oh,
choice.
no, I
other
don't
than
dispute
coming out
choice.
of your mother's vagina.
I don't
That's
just.
what I was.
I thought that's
what
what
I
it
was talking about.
That was a choice
That
too.
was a choice
That was
too.
a choice.
Whose choice? Not his choice.
It was his choice. He was like,
Fuck off.
I'm ready to come out.
No, that's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
don't disagree with you on choice. I guess it's just one of those things I have to admit where I am unfortunately human, and I guess you
Yeah,
can still
we
make the
are.
argument that it's just simply I made the wrong choice, but like I get frustrated, emotional.
Of course,
Oh,
yeah, we
yeah.
all get that
Yeah.
way. Passionate,
Yeah.
you know, in the
But-
moment, dealing with it.
So here's maybe another.
I
way
will
to-
accept that I made the wrong choice because
Sure.
of that, but it's still yeah.
But you could have chosen to punch her in the face.
and when he does that,
But you didn't.
he knows to use a
Remember,
foot.
you're choosing not to do something.
Right?
No, because she
Is
would
the
kick my
point.
ass.
No, she wouldn't.
No, she wouldn't.
Trust
Well,
me,
maybe.
she wouldn't.
Shannon?
Yeah, trust me.
Oh dear
But
Lord.
You let her.
You're making that choice. You get mad at your kids, and you're making the choice either to yell at them or not to yell at them, indifferent of the emotion you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, that's,
Right?
well, it depends on what exactly. Because I will also admit I've had this instinctual motion
Yeah,
with
yeah.
them, where I see them go and
Right,
put
and that's kind of what you're talking
the
about.
safety. Oh shit! Don't get out of that way.
Your instinctual reaction to your wife coming in and talking to you when you're in that state of mind is to continue to speak the way you're speaking
Mm.
and not alter.
Right.
That's fair.
Not consider her in the
Right.
moment. That's right. Yes.
Actually, no. I actually took that a different way, where it wasn't so much consider, it was more. I actually would agree that I did speak very openly about how pissy I was,
Yeah.
with my full piss included, because I knew I could speak with her about that.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's the woman who's going to look at you like we said before.
Yeah.
When you brought up the is it between you and me or is it between you and
And
something
we have
else?
had that, yeah.
Right. So you're
She
looking at her.
knew
and
it was
this
not the
fucking
truth.
computer. this
Yeah,
fucking-"
that was
so
it.
She knows.
She knew.
She knows to choose not to react.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I
okay.
talk to this
Which-
about Nikki all the time, or
Oh, man,
with
that's-
Nikki all the time, because she's somebody.
I was gonna throw some kudos Shannon's way, but go on.
She's somebody who reacts,
Yes.
right? And
Hmm.
to just
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that emphatically. I just
to just react
Yeah.
is 9 times out of 10 probably not the right thing to do.
Oh,
So when
okay.
you think about what's going on, now you get to make a choice.
right
yes, you do that step back.
But
and
if you just react,
or rush in.
you're
or-
choosing not
Mhm.
to
do
make a
something.
choice.
Right? You can choose to do something, you can choose not to do something,
Fair.
right?
And that's the reason why I just emphatically
Or choose to do
reacted
both.
is because,
Or choose to do both.
which is
Or
ironic.
choose to do neither.
This is a lesson I'm learning in my own development, where it's like, yes, I'm trying my best not to react. I'm trying to regulate and respond.
Mhm.
Right? To try to figure out where. No, it's true,
No,
right? Because
and
like
the
you think it
conversation
sounds
that we
fucking
had,
crazy.
the conversation we had the other night
That
Yeah.
was an example
could
of
have
that.
went completely different.
Absolutely.
you were halfway there.
Yeah.
You were
I said,
halfway
hey,
there.
learning, right?
Right,
Like,
but
yeah.
no, you were like
You were not there.
But I made a choice not to yell.
That's true.
I made a
That's
choice to maybe
Oh,
not call.
all-
You know, I made
all
a choice,
good
not,
decisions
choice to
all
try
around.
not to insult you.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay,
All
the
good
most
decisions
important
all
thing,
around.
have you two
Exactly,
hugged
right?
yet?
Yeah, we sucked
private.
each other's
Yeah,
cocks. Leave us
yeah,
the fuck
Yeah, just
alone.
making sure you two
Jesus.
hugged.
But we could have chosen to go a completely different way with that
Absolutely.
conversation, and we wouldn't
Absolutely.
be sitting here right now.
And you know what? 20 years ago, might have been like that. You know what I mean?
No, we
Like,
did.
We did.
We did do that.
No. I'm just saying.
We did choose to be fucking
Oh, yeah,
stubborn
yeah.
assholes.
But what I'm saying is, it could have been if
And not just have a
other decisions
conversation.
would have been made. But you're right. Like the decision to,
Well, I'm thinking about when we were
considerate.
living together.
oh yes,
Right? I could have made a better choice. You could have made a better choice.
Sure.
And we wouldn't have been in a situation
yes,
that left us in that.
that
right
was
after
bad
that.
decisions all around for sure.
And again, it was. I mean, maybe this is a part of life pissing on us, right?
Yeah.
You were in a way worse position than I was because you were literally homeless.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I wonder. I think I was kind
a
of.
week-long trip, and your fucking friend
That's
has
true.
fucking
But
moved
yeah,
on you.
That's true. Yeah. Well, he gave me a week.
Big old dong right on your fucking melon.
Yeah, there was a
bud.
lot of fucked up situations in that
So,
scenario.
but again, this has gone to a completely different
Oh,
conversation.
well-
Now we're talking about choices. We've
Choices.
chosen not to talk about
Choices.
Um,
There's always.
But I guess
choices.
it can go back to what I was saying before about manifesting it, right? Like you're
Yeah, you sound
choosing,
like you're what?
you're choosing to put yourself continuously in that
Right.
mindset,
Right.
right?
Right. It's also it's psychologically it's the idea too, right? Like I mean, if you think positive all the time, chances are positive events will
Yeah.
happen, right? If you think negative,
Well,
then, you know, you
that's
draw
exactly
negative, right?
that's exactly
Whether it's real or not. It's it seems to be
It just helps.
that's exactly the conversation
Exactly.
I've had about when I was single and talking to people. I'm like, I want to be with somebody, blah blah blah. Somebody looked at me and was like, "You're not in that place for yourself. Like you're a fucking bummer, dude."
yeah.
Right? It was just after divorce and
Sure.
all that kind of shit, right? So you're not going to attract
Yeah, you have
the
that
positive
vibe.
person that you want
Yeah.
to.
You're
Right,
just going to
right,
attract,
right.
unfortunately, other people who think in the
Which
same
is-
spot
Exactly.
right now.
Which
and
is-
that's not good for
Either of them.
either people. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think when it comes to specifically relationships, because it's hard to say this about certain other, I guess, big life moments, but typically when it comes to ending of relationships, however it affected you traumatically, whatever that might be, especially if long term, take the time
Oh yeah.
for yourself.
Oh yeah.
Don't go fucking around. Well, you got to do what you
mean,
got to do. I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their lives,
there's-
but you should at least the moment for a little bit take the time, whatever you need to do to heal. And,
Yeah.
try not to bring other
Oh,
people.
that's
If you
all
want
we
if
are.
you want to fuck
I
around,
know, but a lot of people
if
don't.
you want,
right?
if you
They
want to fuck
usually
around,
venture out.
fuck around, but don't yeah.
Yeah,
Don't go out and like I did
Don't
I did the classic mistake of getting into a relationship not long after.
Mm.
You're not
You're not right.
you're not good enough
Yeah,
to do that yet.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So.
So you got to pay attention to that stuff. So for yourself, for whoever you decide to encounter, just be good to you and each other.
Yeah.
Wait,
Be
that's
honest
stealing
with each
fucking
other.
slogans.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're sitting here bitching about first world white people problems.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
At the same as
Well,
well,
we
right?
are in the first world and we're white.
And we are white. Well, we're not. Maybe not first world for much
But I mean,
longer.
there's
Oh, no. We're not going to be the 51st state.
there's,
Fuck that.
there's
I
people
hope
out
to
there
God
who wake up every day and life's pissing on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But again, like we also talked about,
but again, is it a
perspectives.
choice?
Exactly. Right.
Some things are choices. Other things you need to take what's
You-
happening and try to find the
it's-
bwhat way through.
What's that fucking line? I'm gonna steal it from DDP, but I'm sure it came from somebody else. What is it?
Double penetration.
Yeah, double penetration. Sorry.
That's what happens when you go to Tim
double
Hortons
Dr
and they
Pepper.
just stuff it up your ass.
Oh, good lord.
I was like, did you want us to share that with you? Like, no, I got a partner. Okay.
Double
Oy vey.
penetration
Sorry.
just for you.
No, it's like, what is it? 80% of 90% of life is what happens to you. No, 10% of life is what happens to you. 90% is how you react or deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's your
kind of it.
boat. You
Yeah,
can't,
exactly.
Can't control the weather. Can't control
you
the
can't
waves, but
necessarily
you
change
control
your
boat.
environmental circumstances or whatever circumstance that you're dealing with in the moment,
Yeah.
but you can choose on how you interact with it and deal.
Well, how you roll and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, even though the COVID or even my brain tumor, like the one thing I have to, when I look back on it, sure, I'd much prefer to not have a tumor.
Right.
But in the end, like as hard as some of the moments were, it also helped prove to me the people that are, you know, my friends that do
Yeah.
care about me. And
I guess there's probably more.
Also, how motherfucking
uncertainty
strong you
then
are.
than there is now, right?
Mhm.
More uncertainty then at the beginning than there is now.
there
maybe?
can be, because again, a lot, it's that whole historic, and now I'm going to sound like a proper old man in that sense of, well, no, because like I look at my kids, I look at the people today, and they're online. And don't get me wrong, I do think they have good friends online that they speak with. But by that same token, when I look at it, will they be friends 30 years from now, like I
Yeah.
am with my friends? But again, not old friends, because when I look back 30 years, I also had a lot more.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
one of
that's
those,
true.
like, am I wrong? It's one of those, I think, and it's just, I don't know. It's just me being an old man, because, as much as I bitch and complain, I know I'm fortunate. Like, I have
That's true.
a couple of good buddies I know I can trust, and they got my back. I got their back. I have a great wife, a nice family. Like,
And most people make their friends online now versus when, 30 years ago. So yeah, that's a great point,
yeah, but then we even hear stories, and I always love that story, I don't even know why I love it, because it's not me, but that idea of, there was the World of Warcraft club, or whatever they call the group of players that stick together constantly. And one of them disappeared, and they tracked him down, found out that he was
Oh.
having the whole medical thing, and
Right.
they went and met him in person.
Oh yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see TikTok videos all the time. They're really cute. They're like two kids that play like Roblox or Fortnite
Yeah,
together or something like
for
that,
sure.
but they've never met. So their moms start talking, and then they get together and
together.
actually
Yeah.
meet.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
And I'm with you. I've made some decent friends online. I can't
I
say
have
I ever
not.
have.
No,
I've
I
got a
have
couple
not.
of people that I've, but it's like kind
I'm
of
an old
within
man.
that
Nope.
community, whatever
Yeah.
that might be, right? But like, typically the friends I have are the ones that I have physical or
Yeah.
energy
Yeah.
with or community with, right? But I guess I could see the benefit of both, and I also see how the
But that's our
world is
old
changing.
head way of thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
because my
So-
son, like, he has good friends, and I know they're good because
Yeah.
I've heard them. I'm doing the evil old
Yeah.
father, where I can hear them talking to one another, and they literally are just sitting there having a chat,
Yeah.
similar to what you and I would do.
hmm
It's just one happens to be in Europe.
Right. Exactly. Just happens to be right. It's just it's just an interesting way to look
Yeah,
at
they
it.
got the camera on. They're sitting there. They're both drinking a tea, which I still love. Two teenage boys drinking a tea,
Oh yeah,
chit chatting online.
Way different than what we did on
Yep.
computers fucking back then, that's for sure. So yeah, about being a hired or being pissed on by life.
I mean, I guess it's gonna happen.
Oh, you
It
will
just-
get pissed
It just
off.
depends on how.
Peaks
Well,
and
let's
valleys,
let's go
baby.
back to what incited the conversation in the first place. What gave Dave the,
My
the-
bad
the-
3 days.
topic,
Yeah, it was unfortunately, looking back on it, because Captain Hindsight.
Oh, yeah.
It was how you chose to deal with all the situations.
Oh, yeah, it was my
and
reaction.
You allowed
Yes.
you allowed the piss to be on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I blame the dog, of course, but yeah, I stood there.
Maybe
No, I slept in like that.
but did you choose to sleep in?
Well, no, you don't choose to.
Ah,
sleep
there
in.
you go. So that was the one thing that was the catalyst, unfortunately, to other situations you could have chosen
Yeah.
to deal with or not deal with. in a
So
certain
yeah,
manner,
that
right?
that negative energy will roll into the next and roll
Yeah.
into the next, right?
Yeah.
So
I blame
whether
the fairy.
yeah, it was the fairy. It's
It
a
was the
negative
left
energy
shoulder
for fuck-
fairy, that
love
little
fuck you,
bitch.
fairy. Yeah.
It was the it was the left shoulder bit.
But no,
the foo fairy.
Now the
Yeah.
question is like, was it like these things happen because you like manifest, or is it just because this is the energy wave I got to ride?
I will admit
know?
that I probably will say that really that whole Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday hit me on the Wednesday personally, because it was at that point where I was just being bitchy David.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I will
Yeah.
freely
Same,
admit it.
yeah.
I was bitchy
There you
David.
go. There you go.
And I
yeah.
knew I was bitchy David, so I tried to stay away from other people, because I was just in the all you had to do was crack a knuckle and I would have freaked the fuck out.
you!
Sometimes I feel like
Give me a cigarette.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nikki
Yeah.
Nikki will come to me and she'll be like, I've never wanted to smoke so bad right now.
Mm.
I was like, I mean, that's not my choice, man.
Yeah.
You want to do,
You
want to do.
can't
but
say
I-
shit.
but, and you're the one who's going to be disappointed in yourself, man.
Yeah,
it
unfortunately,
says-
if you're not a smoker,
you're gonna
the
be
cigarette
disappointed
does
with
that.
yourself. man.
I'll be sad at you, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be sad for you.
As you
I
blow
guess.
the smoke.
Well, that's what I always no. The thing I always loved about
As they sit
smoking
there
was
and,
just
hold
that.
one under,
That's right.
Yeah, it's you cannot pick up a cigarette and just enjoy it. No,
No.
no, you got to like smoke 3 or 4, hack your lungs out, and
Right.
eventually you'll get used to it and it's properly
Exactly.
addicted. No, that's
Yeah.
one thing I always loved about smoking.
See, I don't know. I people always say that, and I was like, no, I just smoked.
Oh no, for me, the first couple, like I can remember us walking around and we would we'd have a pack of cigarettes that would last almost a month. We
Yeah.
would light one cigarette and
Yeah.
share it between the three of us, and we'd be, and that would be it.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember the last time I shared a smoke with somebody.
Oh,
Well,
I
no,
don't know.
not as many smokers.
It's also a different world.
But it's
Yeah.
I guess also I live in a world where somebody's like, "Hey, can I have a drag?" I'm like, "Here, have a fucking cigarette."
Yeah, exactly,
yeah. Well, yeah. Now, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd share my
In
fucking
this
drink
day and
with you.
age, I
I don't want your COVID herpes.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I was still a smoker, but hey, you two both
Share a
enjoyed.
joint. There you
Yeah,
go.
so you
Yeah.
still do it. Yeah,
Are you not? I guess you're not a smoker.
me.
But like, you know how
something.
you know how people.
I love my
Hold on, though.
cigars.
The thing that I'm thinking about though is like when you're addicted to boozahol and you stop drinking boozahol, but you're still an alcoholic.
Yes.
Okay.
So are you not still a smoker?
Oh, maybe. Like I have to admit,
Like,
like,
there's no other word I can
Reformed
think.
smoker.
There's no other word I can think.
Reformed?
Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're still a smokeaholic.
no, because again, it's one of
You
those.
don't
Addicted
do
to nicotine?
you don't do it, but you're still a smokeaholic. Because if
I-
you had one, you would start again.
Maybe, but it's one of those jokes even in my brain where like I'm fortunately over 10 years and I don't even think about it anymore.
You
I-
don't have those scenarios.
The
where it's
only
like,
time
would-
I do,
wanna fucking
I have
smoke
one.
right
Sorry,
now.
I do have the one scenario. The early morning, the air is still. It's that perfect, 18 degrees outside.
like-
Everything's just still.
Yeah.
And it was always my favorite time to sit in my ass and just smoke.
So like
because-
when I'm outside having a smoke and some of it wafts your way, you're not like
No.
Either of you?
Definitely not.
No, eh?
Nope.
No.
No, I would.
There's not like even a little because I understand part of your brainwashing yourself was to make you believe that it smells disgusting.
No, I don't think. I've always thought cigarette smoke smelled disgusting.
I think it depends on the blended tobacco.
It
for
depends.
me, I've
Yeah, no,
never
no.
liked.
It's
I
like a
like the
cigar.
smell of cigar smoke, but I've never been a fan
Did somebody
of.
knock on the door?
Yeah, somebody just knocked on the door.
We're not here. Sorry,
Wrong door.
wrong door. We're recording. So-
That's the first time that's ever
Right.
happened.
That's like, oh, fuck.
Or there's a
We got to
ghost.
put recording in progress.
Right.
So, what we're talking about before we really interrupted?
Smoking.
Oh, smoking. Yeah, personally, I don't like the smell of cigarette smoke. I didn't mind the exhaled smoke sometimes, but mostly I didn't like it.
It always depends.
But what I would always say for me when it came to smoking, I just when I quit, I don't know, I just grew to not like it. But
no, even while I was a smoker, like I can always remember going to my dad's, who was full tilt, top level
Yeah.
smoker, and even while I was a smoker, when I got home, I had to change my clothes.
yeah, same. Yeah, same. Well, when I did smoke, I never smoked inside. Well, when I lived with my roommate, I did. But when living on my own, I never smoked inside.
Well, the only time, I did is when we were in the apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
'Cause, it was,
Because, but once we kind of realized, it's kind of gross. Like my dad, let's be honest, like my dad fucking was a crazy smoker.
yeah.
And that shit was everywhere.
Well, so was my father.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's one of those. It was less, I have to admit, when we moved out of the apartment about anything. It was more just by that point, I knew I need to start to try to quit.
Sure.
It's one of those jokes I always loved, even as a smoker. Like I've been 10 years clean, but it took me a good 25 years to
Oh,
quit
sure.
for
Yeah, yeah.
flying.
Well, it takes a
fuck.
long time. And to your point,
Must have been
AJ.
ghosty.
Yeah. And
I
to
heard
your
the
point,
knock.
AJ.
Yeah, I heard like a.
It was different
Look at
sounding.
Oh, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore. We're good.
Little
I
little
was going
tap
to
at the
say,
door.
there's been a few times throughout my decade plus now of not smoking. Recently, I would say that I've had like, oh man, I want to smoke.
Yeah.
But I also know that it's like,
won't fix it.
No, it won't fix it. And it's some sort of triggering thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I
Yeah.
do that to myself? Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
And yeah, I've always said like, if I could smoke, not smoke again, I probably would. Not cigarettes. Now that I realize kind of how it affects me, I wouldn't do that.
well,
I'm happy
cost
with-
alone.
I-
Christ.
well,
I would
Exactly.
much prefer to smoke just like straight up fresh tobacco.
You should do that.
I think smoking the cigarettes that I get from the reserve are the closest thing I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Because I can tell the difference
Okay.
between from the corner store and
Yeah.
from the reserve. There's something they're not putting in the reserve smokes.
So to be
That they-
clear, you don't want to not smoke. You just want to smoke cleaner tobacco.
If I can.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it's like people that
always
vape
have
the
that-
tobacco.
I always have that like I do, but I don't.
All right. Well,
Right?
it's a fun journey.
That's the addiction kicking in. Don't worry.
But that's called addiction, right? Yeah.
No, you made your choice.
I chose.
Exactly.
I'm
You made your
choosing to
choice.
be
You were
addicted.
choosing
Yes,
to
you
smoke.
choose.
Yeah.
I did. I chose to smoke knowing
It's
the.
true. Yeah. There's the consequences.
But I mean, some people could also be like, meth is really fun.
It is fun.
I'm not
I'd
gonna-
put
I'm not
meth
gonna
on
go
a
and try meth.
slightly different level than cigarettes, but that's my perception.
I mean, maybe, but
There-
maybe
there
on the
is-
level of addiction,
there
they're
is-
probably
on
similar.
addiction
There is
alone,
say
right?
tell that heroin's easier to get off than
This is
cigarettes.
what they
Yeah,
say. This is what they say.
At addiction level, maybe, but I mean, just
Not
on the
me. I'm
effect
still
of
on the
people.
heroin, so
Yeah, right. I'm tipping my dicker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ew,
gross.
That's so loud. Okay.
He dips it in the tar. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I tip-
okay.
I dip
Moving on.
the tip
Moving
of my
on.
dick
Moving
in
on.
the heroin.
Yeah.
I don't put a needle in it. What's wrong with you?
Do we have any other examples of being life's hydrant?
Sorry, I just have this picture of him putting his penis into the heroin. I don't know how this would work. It's so confusing to me.
What is he? Is he putting it on the spoon and then lighting it from underneath? Is he lighting
No,
the?
it's like an elephant. Just don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
You know how people have learned how to suck their testicles up into the
Oh, dear
abdomen?
Lord.
I've learned how to like a little bit, like use my penis as a straw.
Oh,
Just a
okay.
little.
I don't think it works that way.
It does.
Oh, look at the time. I have this
All right.
appointment I need to get to.
Exactly. Should we wrap this up?
I think so.
I think so. Let's do that. And you out there, what are your thoughts on being life's hydrant and getting pissed on? We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts on our conversation in our Discord server, on all the social media platforms that you're listening to us on, in the comment section. We want to hear from you, so let's keep the conversation going wherever you're checking us out.
Keep it rolling,
On the internet. Oh, don't get me started. I saw Limp Bizkit performance. I was like, what? That is crazy. So yeah, let's keep the conversation going about this sort of stuff because it's fun to talk about. And it's a fun way to chit chat and all that good stuff. If you want to support us, you can do so by clicking on our Smoking Gun Jerky link to save yourself 10% on your order and help support us local Canadians if you're American. We also have ourselves a little Buy Me a Coffee link. You can throw us some money there to help pay for lights and bullies and all that good stuff. And outside of all of that, if you're not feeling well in the mental department, we want you to know that you matter, not just to us, but to those that are around you. And it's important to talk about the stuff going on inside your head, especially when you're feeling like life has pissed all over you.
Yeah.
So if you can't find the help in your vicinity, we are going to send, you can see the links in our description to seek out the help that you might need. But until next time, I've been Harvey.
I am the Dave.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Hey guys. you know it's coming when I say,
No, we don't know.
Hey, everybody.
why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Because they don't exist anymore.
Nope.
Because the P is silent.
Okay. That's
Dave's answer.
That's right. Yes.
I like my answer better.
It's like, hey, if you got into a race between it was you and a Tyrannosaurus Rex, who would win?
You would.
Yeah, because they're extinct.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was AJ. You just got yourself sarcastically distracted.
That
Thank you
was
so much
pathetic.
for hanging out with us on our fun program. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Peace.
Take care, all.
Bye now.